already came out here, right? And done left a card with me and everything to visit their coffee shop. And as much as I would do that, like, you know what I mean? It's gonna take me some minutes to get ready. I have an awful long day today, and I wanted to do a reading. And my name is Mimi. Welcome to my channel. Let's do it like this. I don't like showing, like, you know what I mean? But anyways, excuse me, spiritual. I was connecting, and the Holy Ghost is powerful. My experience with God is like unfathomable. I've learned. So, and this is when I say that one of the first things that really like was like, when I say impressed into my soul was that, and is that God, Allah, is unfathomable. And even the attempt of like imagining or picturing or trying to coincide your senses in that order to is not gonna work out. It's just not gonna work out. Your mind must be completely blank, because that's the only way you even are capable of accepting, because then you're keeping an open box and you're not limited. But the only way to really understand how to open that box is to master the box. That way you can actually open your mind and become the activation for yourself, your own self-initiator, you working with yourself, because that's outside of the conscious reality. That's, you see the painting where it shows like that, like the globe, and then inside is like a person, and it's like the world and everything that we know of and everything that we ever experienced, and outside of it is all the anima mundi. And I studied more than that. I integrated my consciousness, and I did it so young that no one noticed but God. Anyways, I died. Shit happens. Let's just say. And then I came back because, like, I was super young, and that adrenochrome don't lie. And I knew the power that my brain has and is integrated with access-wise, which is why I really loved Indiana Jones, the Crystal Skull, which talked about the alien, which I was like, oh shit, let's get into it. Because I was like, yeah, because in Africa, a whole bunch of alien sightings too. I mean, we got history on it. Like, we got like since like way back when. And like, we know what they look like. They be walking around and shit. And it's like, but it's also the way that we perceive it. Isn't that funny? The way that you perceive reality is really funny. Like, everybody looks really different IRL, but because we're so used to it, we don't realize how different we all look, because it's like the familiarity is integrated within our DNA. That's also an inheritance. And like, some people don't even get that. Some people don't get that at all. And it's like, that's how much, like, that's how much prospect I had to have as a kid. And so I had to think about all this. I had to think about, like, and a lot of people don't remember their memories as a kid, but like, I spent a lot of time thinking, and I spent a lot of time meditating and praying growing up. That was most of my time. And it's like, I don't even, like, I remember, like, people would talk about, like how you don't remember stuff, and I'm just remembering all of these things now. Remembrance is such a gift, such a divine gift, and I could definitely, like, be pulling these oracle cards out. But these are just things that are coming through for the collective as well. Okay. Well, there's a difference between nostalgic expressions that symbolize grief and actual expressions of memoria that come through as, like, remembrance and integration, because those things are accompanied by acceptance, and that's how you know, like, you're on the right path, because then you're purifying an aspect of yourself that's like your heart, your soul, your desires. And that has to do with self-alignment. And self-alignment has everything to do with self-realization, and self-realization is everything when it comes to manifesting. And you know, I'm, like, realizing now that conduct is a mask in itself, and all masks are tools. And this is why it's so important to understand the power of a mask, because it's like, people don't understand how important the tool of a mask is. They don't understand. And this is where people need to really learn their lesson, because it's like, that's why the narcissists and the empath dynamics and all that jazz, because that's all about masks. That's all about masks. And autism is all about masking. And that's not the only thing. There are plenty of words and plenty of, you know what I mean, principles that are applied when it comes to masks. And that's how you know they're important, because, like, if they weren't, they wouldn't be. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's like self-realizing, right? When you master self-realization and you successfully apply symbiotic companionship, and like, if you, the Trinity effect, it's like integration. That's integration. This is more than like this is like before actually grounding starts occurring, because grounding is already the maintenance of the material after effects and the byproducts of already manifested ideals. So it is really about idealism, and that has to do with consecration, period. And consecration, see, that's why I was thinking of 3 and 4. So it's like, honestly, 3.5, honestly. It was 9:15 on the clock, basically. I really like anime, but I'm not a consumer. I've become less of a consumer, and I can acknowledge that change. And that change actually coincided with, I'm thinking about a lot, sorry, my manifestations. Yeah, exactly. So, oh my gosh. So, you guys, my ex made me throw away, like, he didn't make me do it, but he, it was more so like, it's like he dared me. He dared me. Yeah, that's what it is. He dared me. He, like, dared me to, like, throw away my favorite, like my most wholesome, my most loving, like heartfelt thing. Like he wanted to act like he'd stay longer than something that I held for over 10-15 years of my life, something that was my belonging. But the premises of which that he did that bet, right, was based on his like bluff of him being enlightened. And so he wanted to play emperor. And he wasn't the only one that wanted to play emperor. There's plenty of guys out here, and I've met them personally, who wanted to play emperor. And the faces on them when how to grab those cards to try and get the emperor out, and they always pull out with some like story, and then they meet me, and then the empress comes out. Like literally, the empress always comes out whenever they're in front of me. They like get so fucking like, it's like hilarious actually. And the same thing is happening to a lot of people online, and they're not realizing like they're not realizing like there's only so many of us. Sorry, that was so ominous. I have a no, there's a book. Yeah, there's a book, right? Pretty sure it's in the Akashics actually, and I rewrote it, or wrote through writing it. I don't know how to explain it, but it was copied. Okay, I made a copy. Yeah, I made a copy, and it's with me. And you know, it's all coming true. And that's how I know that I really, you know what I mean, successfully did what I was supposed to do. So now it's like there's a bigger mission, and that's probably why I'm here. And that's probably why it's manifested this way. And now I'm working on this whole new paradigm. Sorry, give me a second. So it's like a whole new paradigm, and it's not really being expressed through any social media. So I'm doing quite a bit of programming myself. Sorry. um, if only you guys knew what that was. Oh my gosh, 8:18. Let's go. Okay. I don't even know if you guys can see me or if it's all funny. It's probably really funny. It's okay, guys. I can't wait till I start character designing. I think the premise of it was already established like a while back. So the establishment is already secured, and so like there's copies. Isn't there copies? Yeah, there's copies. There's copies of copies of copies of copies. I like the name cloning facility. That just sounds so cool. I'm sorry, but can someone make a band called Cloning Facility, please? Come on, y'all. Cloning Facility. Welcome to the come on. It's Cloning Facility. It's Cloning Facility. Okay, I need that. Okay, I'm gonna put that on, actually. Fuck it. Y'all are gonna have to do it before me. Period. All right. I'll see you guys in the next video because, like, I'm actually having so much fun.